Hey guys, Jennifer here, and I'm here to share with you a process of how I created a shabby flower for Ooh La La Vintage Treasures. I'm using a combination of two different kits. One is the Ruffles Trinkets and Trims, and one is the Shabby Doily Kit. And I like to make flowers sometimes. It's just soothing to me. And I kind of have like almost a backwards way of making them, but as you can see here, I'm gathering some items that I think I might want to use for my flower. And I like to stretch my doilies, so I am cutting out the center here. I can use the inside for something else, and I'm kind of just playing around with the doily to see how I want to put my flower together. I decided to cut the doily in fours, quarters, however you want to say, and try to use those for petals. And I needed a base for my flower, so I'm cutting out some felt. I love dimensional flowers, so I'm trying to make it, somewhat dimensional here and make my laces and trims and things, go a little bit farther, or as far as I can. So I cut this lace in half, and I'm going to do just a running stitch, straight stitch, and I'm using a needle and thread to do that. And I'm not pulling it all the way tight. I'm kind of just pulling it enough to make it like a ruffle, or a little bit gathered, I should say. And I'm just tying it off here so it doesn't come apart. So I'm taking the gathered lace here, and I am going to just wrap it around this little felt piece that I created, or that I cut out. And I'm going to wrap it around, just kind of gluing small areas at a time. This technique is not mine, it's just one that a lot of people use. So I just keep adding a little bit of glue here and continue to wrap my lace in a circle. Kind of want it to lay and fall as it, naturally, so this lace is really pretty, and I'm using this to make the center portion of my flower. So as you can see, it wrapped around nicely, and I'm just finishing off the center there. Super cute. There's the beginning part. I kind of do top to bottom because I like to see how the layers are going to look as I go. So I'm just kind of seeing how these pieces of the doily will look behind the ruffle trim. and as soon as I get it right where I like it, I put a little bit of glue on the back. And instead of folding the doilies, I'm kind of just, you know, ruffling them up a little bit. It gives, instead of just putting it directly behind there, it gives it some more dimension. Otherwise, it would look really flat behind the lace. Oh, I think that's coming along pretty good. I decided to ruffle it before I put it on the back of the flower this time, make it a little bit easier on the placement. I love the tans mixed with the creams, and it looks so pretty, kind of vintage. So I'm just kind of showing you because I've had a few people ask me how I, you know, make my flowers and stuff like that. And I'm sure this is nothing new or anything like that, but it's always nice to see how people create their stuff and, you know, their thought process on creating. Some people do like the process videos. So I came back at a different time, as you can see, and I cut this let's see, these are like the really thin doilies, so I had to kind of fold them to give them some dimension. So I end up using 2 doilies, and I'm cutting each piece in half. This just kind of gives it a thicker look to, you know, the doily instead of just being flat again. Excuse me. And it's okay that it didn't cover, you know, all the way around. It's just to get another dimension of another layer in there. And each time I put a layer underneath, I'm kind of like peeking it out a little bit more, making the flower, you know, get bigger a little bit each time. So I can just barely see the next layer. I decided the white ruffly fabric was just a little bit too stark white for this flower. So I'm going with the cream ruffled. It's a double layer ruffle, so that gives it even more dimension. And again, this was items from the Ruffles, Trinkets, and Trims Kit and the Shabby Doily Kit. So again, I'm just kind of ruffling the ruffled fabric, or the ruffled trim, even more to give it, you know, instead of just a plain circular layer, it's kind of has bumps and lumps, for lack of a better term there. So if it's not exactly as you like it, you know, just tuck some more glue in and make it how you like. So one side might have been sticking out a little bit farther, might not have had enough ruffly to it, so I just kind of manipulate it and then glue it right where I want it. So I'm going to keep the center out again on this doily so I can use it again, and put my final layer, the last doily, on the bottom. Super cute. I love making flowers. It's a lot of fun. And now I'm using one of the sparkle pieces that Doreen included in the Ruffles Trinkets and Trims Kit. And I thought that looked really cute in the center there. And I'm using the center of the last doily, putting it right there in the middle, and then adding the pearl and rhinestone piece. Really cute. I hope you guys like my flower. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up and subscribe. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye for now.